Hi everyone, we are here with Diego from HL7 International Institute. I'd like to ask you, Diego, well, before that, introduce yourself and tell me about you and your role in the Institute.
Okay, I'm Diego Kaminker. I'm the Deputy Chief Standards Implementation Officer for HL7 International. We have two divisions, the Standard Implementation Office and the Standard Development Office. So I'm in charge of mostly education, global outreach, and our sandbox systems. And I'm pleased to be with you today.
Yes, good. It's my pleasure to talk with you also, Diego. So I'd like to share with us how important it is to store health data in the database and in terms of patterns and study instead of their own model.
Well, what FHIR gives you in principle, it's a model for exchange.
Right.
So you need to exchange this data in this format. You are not mandated to store it in this format. However, the industry has demonstrated that this is also a pathway that you can follow. And having the information in the same format and structure, and especially with the terminology issues solved, so specifying which terminology to use in each coded content, and also with your structure defined precisely for your use case and your domain and country, it has demonstrated that you can then make better use of this information, not only for sharing it, which is the primary use case. So if you have the information in the same place, no matter how big is your environment, you can share this same information for your different actors. So you can have your hospitals, your providers, your payers accessing this information in a uniform way. So that's called patient access, provider access. But then you can do also secondary use of information. So you can use our technologies like FHIR bulk or bulk FHIR access, where you can just import or export the information in the same format and use it in your preferred data science tools like Python or any other specific tool that you use. So it's a good start to exchange information in the correct format, understandable for everyone, and also to reuse this information when it's stored in a database.
Perfect. So if you can think about FHIR, you're thinking how to solve interoperability issues. That's the
mostly if you want to define FHIR, for us it's a platform to create APIs.
To create APIs. Good.
So you have some interactions, some problems in your domain that you want to solve. Your domain can be from patient access to authorization of practices or immunization or clinical decision support or public health reporting. Whatever you need, you will have some specific structure that you will need to use and some specific interactions, and these interactions will be implemented using operations that can be RESTful operations or specific operations that you can create also, but we created the whole pipeline from idea to implementation to represent this logic and make it in a standard way.
Perfect. And when you think about security, do you believe that the pattern will help to keep their data more secure? Which advantage we have in terms of security when you think about the FHIR model?
Well, not the FHIR model itself, but another technology that we created as part of the FHIR specification, which is called Smart on FHIR. Smart on FHIR has a component, a security component, created by the American industry some years ago, and it was a work of several providers and organizations and cybersecurity experts for 4 or 5 years. So if you want to do it your own, it will cost you a lot of money and you may commit errors that they already have gone through. So I think that using other you can use other options, but I think that's the smart on FHIR security authentication and authorization definition is something at least to read before doing whatever you want to do.
Good, good. And just one more question. And when you talk about AI, what's the importance to store their data, the hospital data, using a pattern instead of their own models?
Well, the problem is that if you use your own model, you don't understand, you cannot get everything together. And in order to do big data, to feed these models, and to, after feeding these models, compare what you have in the model, what you have with a specific patient, you need to speak the same language. You cannot do it without at least one structure. Maybe it's not the structure that you will use when you are asking the question to the AI. You will have to translate that into text. But we have also a way to do that, from resource to text, in order to get your prompt perfectly defined.
Good, good. Thank you for sharing with us your knowledge. And this is Diego from HL7 Institute International. Thank you for all. See you.
Thank you, and bye for the Brazilian friends.
Good.